You are right onto the power circuit. This half-hour program is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Nigeria's power utility company responsible for managing the national electricity grid. Here are the headlines. Federal government commences process for second phase of national mass metering program. Acting MD CEO of TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, tasked staff on synergy to sustain power transmission milestones. TCN trains public affairs officials on human relations strategies. We also have a special report on power transmission lines encroachment in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, and what the officials of TCN say about these. I am Amara Agugoisi. Stay with us as we take you through this program. The federal government has concluded arrangements for the commencement of the second phase of the National Mass Metering Program. In a statement from the Office of the Minister of Power, Engineer Sule Ahmed said it is expected to drastically reduce estimated billing by the distribution companies.
One of the key things power consumers yearn for, apart from stable electricity supply, is that they want their households and business premises to be adequately metered, so that they can be billed appropriately for the electricity they consume. Towards ensuring that the discos have enough meter to install for their customers, the federal government provided funding for the National Mass Metering Program through loans from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to the 11 discos to provide their customers free of charge, which started December 2020. According to the Minister of Power, Engineer Sule Ahmed, out of a target of 1 million meters, 750,000 meters have been delivered to the discos within 8 months. He said this is an improvement in terms of speed than the Meter Asset Provider MAP program, which recorded 350,000 meter installations in 18 months. For the second phase of this program, the minister said it will provide up to 4 million meters through a similar financing mechanism from CBN. Engineer Mamman then noted that the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration's commitment to eliminate the metering gap by 2023, noting that continuation of the National Mass Metering Program is in line with the federal government's agreement with organized labor comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress on the power sector reform.
The Acting Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, has tasked the management staff of TCN on developing more synergy towards sustaining the company's milestone and moving to a higher level of efficiency.
Engineer Abdulaziz gave the charge while addressing executive directors, general managers, as well as regional heads of TCN at the opening session of the TCN Management Retreat at the Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, where the Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State was in attendance.
We, the TCN team, are very happy to be here in Uyo for our management retreat, which is quite significant because it is the first of its kind since my assumption of office as the Managing Director of Transmission Company in Nigeria in May 2020. We selected Uyo, Your Excellency, because of its serenity, beauty, and wonderful hospitality, which we are already experiencing since we entered this hotel yesterday. We will definitely take time in the course of this retreat to tour this beautiful land of promise. Your Excellency, sir, we have here today all our executive directors, general managers, assistant general managers, regional heads from TCN in this relaxed atmosphere away from our daily work schedule.
Speaking on the theme, Managing Change in a Renewed Organization, Engineer Abdulaziz further tasked the participants to redouble efforts in promoting the company's activities and improving on attitudinal change.
I believe this atmosphere provides the right environment to step out our comfort zones to think and indeed dream about the future of our company in a deeper, innovative, and more reflective manner.
While commending the management staff for the milestones TCN has recorded so far, he noted that the transmission enhancement and expansion program of TCN was ongoing nationwide, including Akwa Ibom State.
TCN is gradually expanding the transmission network nationwide. In Akwa Ibom State, we have several ongoing projects. One of them is the ASCON 132 kV transmission line from ASCON to Ibom Power and switching station to link the GIS at ASCON with bay extension at Ibom Power and construction of Oron 2x60 MBA 132/33 kV substation. We are also conducting the Abati Itu 132 kV transmission line, as well as construction of 132 kV AK to Oron double circuit transmission line. Your Excellency, we have also created Oyo Work Center.
In his remarks, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, welcomed the TCN management team to the state for the annual retreat.
On behalf of all of us, the entire school government and good people of this state, we welcome you and your entire team on this annual retreat that the choice of selection happens to be our state. Let me also appreciate your kind words on the little effort that we are trying to put into the state. Please, let's all join hands at any level. People at the top, they need a whole lot of support. They need your advice. They need a whole lot of things to, compare notes with you. I want to believe that we'll give the acting and the maximum support so that it can succeed and succeed very well. And also call on you also to support me and this administration.
During the session, the Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Victor Adeumi, who made a key presentation on managing change, spoke about the strategies for TCN to deliver more on the milestone of power grid transmission.
So let us have a kind of strategic initiatives where we can prioritize our projects, those quick wins, let's see how we can get them done. And the good thing with this SLA, I think we are going to achieve that. And as I said, as we are moving forward, we need to sustain the momentum. It's not that we achieve some now, then we relax. We need to focus more and sustain the momentum.
On his part, the Executive Director, Independent System Operations at TCN, Engineer Maman Lawa, said the retreats avail the participant the opportunity to reflect on the progress made in managing the power grid system as he charged them on imbibing system thinking.
System thinking, as a matter of fact, is a body of knowledge that is espoused greatly. It guides organizations in properly, situating how, objectives and missions can be aptly realized. So it is very important, the concept of system thinking. Dear colleagues, as we settle down to business, I would crave that we all bring to bear the elements of system thinking.
The Executive Director of Finance and Account at TCN, Mr. Issa Ahmed Dusi, tasked the management staff on accountability as he educated them on the financial system in TCN.
So you should operate within what you have, but don't allow the system to suffer. Right? And what you have, please, as Engineer Adeomi said, please carry your subordinates along.
The Executive Director, Human Resource and Capacity Building at TCN, Mr. Justin Ishayadodo, said those that will manage change at TCN are the participants who must demonstrate every sense of leadership.
It's a very good thing that we have organized this retreat. So, MD, thank you for affording us this opportunity. I also want to thank the lecturer, Engineer Adeomi, who dwelt on managing change in a renewed organization. The center of his discussion was people driving this change. I'm happy the people who are going to drive this change are the people that are here in this room. They are both leaders and your managers, 2 in 1. You're wearing 2 caps. Your leaders, by virtue of the positions you're occupying, your leaders.
The TCN management team, who participated in the training, toured some locations at Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, to mark the closing of the TCN management retreat.
The power circuit continues in a moment. Don't go away.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has trained the public affairs officials of the Public Affairs Department from East Region nationwide on advanced human relations and work efficiency strategies to boost the overall service delivery of the company.
Towards ensuring that the training was robust, the TCN management, led by the Acting Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, brought in public relations consultants and resource persons who engaged the TCN public relations experts during the training session. Engineer Abdulaziz, who was represented by the Executive Director, Human Resources and Capacity Building, Mr. Justin Ishaya Dudu, tasked the trainees on embracing new techniques in communications to advance their services. In his lectures on emerging trends in public relations practice and the social media, Mr. Peter Oyeneye said, keeping up with the trend of events is key to sustaining efficient service. The resource person also noted that the public relations experts must maintain strong relationship with both internal and external stakeholders. The 3-day training continued after the opening session with more lectures from the resource persons. The lectures dwelt on human relations and the strategies the public relations experts of TCN must adopt to reap more goodwill for the company. At the second day of the training, the trainees, who are public relations officials of TCN across the regions, shared their experiences in their various offices in a session facilitated by Eugenia Abu, a veteran broadcaster and human relations experts. There was another lecture session by the General Manager, Research and Development at TCN, Dr. Tom Inugonu, as he took the officials through the operations of the privatized power sector. There were more lectures comprising the fundamentals of the service reflective tariffs and the essentials of journalism. At the third and final day of the training, the participants were taken through an engagement session on workplace behavioral dimensions.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has been flagging areas where power transmission lines and transmission stations right-of-way, as well as property, have been encroached on across states in the 6 geopolitical zones. Today's spotlight is on such encroachments across a number of areas in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. The Regional Transmission Manager, Port Harcourt Region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, conducted the power circuit crew round some of the areas notorious for the encroachment of power transmission lines. Here is more on this.
The first port of call was the Port Harcourt town, just by the regional office of TCN in Rivers State, where residential structures were erected directly under power transmission lines.
We are capturing this in a community where they have built their houses under directly the tower. They have, in fact, they have over encroached the right of way. So you can see the conductor. This is the tower now. This is the beam carrying the conductor. This is 132. And mistakenly, if this 132 kV line cut and it fell down on the roof of those people residing in this area, then I think they will start blaming TCN. Because this line has existed before any house here. The houses made this line here, but yet, because we keep on talking to them, they will not listen. They will never listen. Before you know, they will engage the community on us. So that is why I purposely brought you here. You see how the encroachment is becoming too rampant now, and it's very dangerous for the community here. You can see somebody sitting in front of a house. You can see somebody putting his hand on the tower. So you see, if we keep on talking, they harass us.
Despite the clear marking of the roof with the overhead power transmission, there are still conspicuous encroachment of the right-of-way of the power infrastructure with markets and business places under the lines at Ugwaji Road at Rumomo area of Port Harcourt. A manager at Port Harcourt sub-region of TCN, Engineer Onyema Udo, said the company has made several complaints and sensitized the occupants.
The serious encroachment on the line, buildings, petrol stations, all sorts of buildings on the line. We've come here many times trying to tell them the dangers inherent in the building of these, in the buildings under the line. So just recently, last week, we were here to inform them of the recent line cut in one of our lines that resulted in the burning of buildings. Still, they are still adamant and yet to make any move of relocating. Because of your living under the line, there is that danger of impotency, causing impotency in people. Two, you can see is a man-made equipment. Is prone to what? Cutting at any point in time. So is instant what? Death that is locking when you are living under the transmission line. The next step I may recommend is, which I'm doing a write-up, is to inform our management, the Port Harcourt regional management, to probably get in touch with the River State government to assist in seeing that they come and discuss with the people that are living directly under the line.
At Rumuibekwe area of Port Harcourt, the violation of right-of-way on power transmission line was evident with structures under the power line.
Our right-of-way is highly encroached by the buildings on both sides. They are not maintaining the 15 meters right-of-way. You can see it on both sides. Buildings are everywhere, including a store directly under the high-tension tower.
This is the Elelenwo area of Rivers State, where buildings were erected without recourse to the right-of-way of power transmission lines.
Behind me, you can see how houses have sprung up under the transmission line. They didn't observe the right-of-way. We most of the times have come here to tell them that the houses they are building under the line is wrong. Most of the times we've been attacked seriously for coming to tell them that they are not supposed to build under the lines. So it is very, very difficult because of the built up areas, because of the houses that were not there before that had encroached on our transmission line. So maintaining the line is equally very difficult because of these because of the houses that are constructed under the line. So that's one of the major problems we are facing in Port Harcourt here. We had a line cut here, and you can see this filling station is a new filling station. This line was before the filling station. I was reliably informed that the management wrote a letter asking the owner of this filling station not to construct it. He even went ahead and constructed it. You can see when we had the line cut here recently, about 2 weeks ago, it was very, very difficult in trying to restrain the line because of the filling station. You can see it cut across our transmission line, didn't maintain the 15 meters distance. So it was very, very difficult restraining the line.
You have seen the encroachment of power transmission lines around Port Harcourt and have heard from officials of the Transmission Company of Nigeria on the dangers of these. TCN urges you and all other stakeholders in the Nigerian dream to collaborate in tackling this menace, which has health and safety implications and could affect the efficient delivery of power supply to Nigerians. While you stay away from power lines, you can also sensitize others in your neighborhood about this. As we wrap up this edition, here are the headlines again. Federal government commences process for second phase of National Mass Metering Program. Acting MD CEO of TCN, Engineer Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, tasked staff on synergy to sustain power transmission milestones. TCN trains public affairs officials on human relations strategies. We also brought to you a special report on power transmission lines encroachment areas in Port Harcourt, as well as what officials of TCN say are the danger and effects of these violations. We appreciate you as you always keep a date with the power circuit. This episode and all others are readily accessible with just a click on the TCN YouTube channel. Keep supporting TCN through these platforms to help the company advance its mandate of delivering bulk electricity nationwide. Kindly take the COVID-19 preventive protocols seriously, as there are reported cases of the outbreak of the new Delta variant in Nigeria. I am Amara Agogoesi. Have a good day.